Have you ever felt like you were on the edge of discovering something that could change everything? Something so terrifying that your curiosity would outweigh your fear? Welcome to the story of the night 3 children faced the unknown. But before we continue, if you love mysteries and spine-chilling stories like this one, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming adventures. And of course, share this video with your friends. Who knows, maybe they'll have the courage to face the well with us. Have you ever felt like you were on the edge of discovering something that could change everything? Something so terrifying that your curiosity would outweigh your fear? Welcome to the story of the night 3 children faced the unknown. But before we continue, if you love mysteries and spine-chilling stories like this one, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming adventures. And of course, share this video with your friends. Maybe they'll have the courage to face the well with us. The atmosphere around the well was thick with tension. The wind, almost imperceptible, made the trees around sway gently, as though they were about to whisper something. The decision was made, with few words spoken. Katie was the first to descend. Her heart was racing, but curiosity pushed her forward. Jack and Sarah hesitated for a moment, but soon followed their friend. The descent was slow, and the sound of the ropes creaking filled the night silence. Fear began to take hold of them, but there was no turning back. When they reached the bottom, the scene that awaited them was nothing like they had imagined. The ground was covered in dust, and around them old, forgotten objects littered the surface. But the most unsettling thing of all was the atmosphere itself. It felt as though time had stopped there, and the air seemed thick, almost hard to breathe. Broken toys, wooden figures, and pieces of cloth were scattered around, as though someone had been forced to leave everything behind in a hurry. The feeling of being watched was overwhelming. Then something strange happened. A chilling sensation ran down their spines, and the voice that had once seemed distant now became clearer, more intense. "Why are you here?" it whispered. The voice seemed to come from somewhere beyond the darkness, but the well was empty. There was no one. The 3 friends exchanged glances, their eyes wide with fear, but still, something kept them there, trapped in the sense that they were on the edge of something they couldn't comprehend. What they were looking for, they no longer knew. Fear grew as the shadows inside the well shifted. Something was approaching, but there was no logical explanation for what they were seeing. The figures that had once been scattered around the area began to move, as if they were coming to life. The silence was broken by a whisper that seemed to engulf the children. "You shouldn't be here," the voice murmured, now closer. A sharp cold overtook the atmosphere, and the well seemed to expand, swallowing each of their steps. Katie, Jack, and Sarah tried to move away, but their legs were weak. Whatever it was, it seemed to have a presence over them, something that defied logic. It wasn't a person, it wasn't an animal. It was something deeper, something that only existed in the stories they had heard as children. The children began to realize they weren't alone, but somewhere far beyond reality, something was watching them, waiting. Just as they were about to climb, something stopped them. The sound of the ropes was muffled by a distant roar, like a scream coming from the depths of the well. Suddenly, the ground began to tremble, and they fell to their knees. The only thing they could do now was look down into the well and wonder, how could they escape? The feeling that they were being manipulated by something invisible, something beyond human understanding, paralyzed them. What would happen if they didn't leave soon? What was truly waiting for them down there? What would you do if you were in their shoes? Ever faced the unknown up close? Leave your comment below, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to never miss more spine-tingling stories. And who knows, maybe your friends would dare to descend into the well alongside them. Don't miss the next part of this adventure. With fear overtaking them, the children finally stood up, pulling each other along. The tremor in the ground stopped for a moment, and the shadows that had surrounded them began to dissipate. Jack was the first to start climbing, followed by Katie and Sarah. Panic now overwhelmed any sense of curiosity. Every movement seemed to be watched, but they had to leave. The fear of being stuck there forever drove them to climb faster without looking back. When they reached the top, their breaths were heavy and their hands trembled world, but the terror that still gripped them didn't ease. The well, now silent, seemed to hold more mysteries than ever. The children took one last look at the dark opening, knowing that something was still there, waiting. They couldn't explain exactly what had happened, but something had changed inside them. The feeling that they would never be the same was there, and now fear seemed to taste bitter. Back on the surface, they didn't say a word, but they knew they would never forget that night. Whatever had happened down there, the well would never be the same for them. They could never look at the town the same way again, because the mystery they had uncovered was etched in their memories, and something told them that the well was still watching them, waiting for their return. Now, we want to hear from you. What would you do if you were in their place? Ever had an experience that paralyzed you with fear, but also made you grow? Leave your comment below and share this story with your friends. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more chilling stories. Fear may never leave us, but courage can take us farther than we ever imagined. How far would you go to face the unknown? What happened that night was something Katie, Jack, and Sarah would never fully understand. The children, now more aware of the world beyond the visible, carried with them the feeling that there were more mysteries to solve, more unanswered questions. The well wasn't just a physical structure. It represented the unknown, the things that hide in the shadows, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to face them. And perhaps, just perhaps, the true discovery that night was the power of courage in the face of fear. They faced the unknown and emerged stronger, more united, and with a deeper understanding of what can't be seen but can be felt. The experience left a mark on each of them, but deep down, they knew the well had fulfilled its purpose. It tested them, challenged them, and in a way, prepared them for what was to come. As the children moved forward with their lives, they never forgot the feeling of being so close to the impossible. They knew that fear would never completely vanish, but they were ready to face whatever came their way. The well, with its secrets and shadows, was left behind, but its memories lingered, a silent reminder that the world is full of things waiting to be discovered if you have the courage to find them.